Welcome to the Saturday edition of Box Seat. I'm Adam McGrath and again joined by Ian Lenton. And Ian, 8 races to take a look at Ascot and they're pretty even as well.
Yeah, it's a good 8-race card. Nothing should be dominating the market too much. I found it a challenging card, but a few obvious favourites. I guess highlighted by the Scahill Stakes with Waterman's Bay.
Certainly is. Let's get into the action and first take a look at the conditions that we are going to be faced with at the Mooble Railbed, an inside position, running on a good 3 and another warm day in Perth as well, but good racing weather.
Yeah, it is. Look, we'll be in the inside position for the first time. Interesting to see how that plays. The winds are the opposite of what they were Super Saturday. Whether that has an effect, we'll just have to wait and see. But the hot weather can certainly make it hard for horses getting into the race and back in the field.
Let's get into race number 1. It is Australia race number 2 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 1,400 metres. And the replay that we're going to take a look at first is a horse that loves running over this distance, Sharkmouth. Had 4 attempts for 2 victories in a second. Last start it was a winner at Northam, and we'll take a look at that run now.
My name out there wide in the pink colours with the yellow cap, then Thieves Like Us, and now pushing into the clear Celebrity Dancer. Diamond Liqueur headed Balrog at the 300. Sharkmouth pushing for a run behind those, getting balked though, has to steady. Diamond Liqueur the leader, he's persisting with the run inside of it. We're here with Sharkmouth as Lil Sis runs on with 100 left to go. Diamond Liqueur, Sharkmouth now picks up. It's Sharkmouth coming at Diamond Liqueur and grabbed it right on the post.
Yeah, another solid performance by Sharkmouth. It just seemingly keeps getting it done, but I have to say at a very low level. You don't want to be beating Diamond Liqueur by a short half head and come and expect to win a Saturday race.
Especially carrying the 58.5 kilos as well. So we'll wait to see what Sharkmouth can do against this type of company. What about Neville Parnham? 3 runners in the race and they all look as though they can win this race.
It looks like a good day for Neville. A lot of horses that look suited on today's card, but this race, a lot of horses that were luckless. Fremond has returned in its last 2 starts looking a lot better. Light Up the Sky, certainly much more appropriate this class, and Victorious Lad was disappointing last start, but was in an awkward position.
I was pretty impressed as well with the first up performance by Mixed Messages. Peter Nucky to ride was beaten 3.5 lengths by Celebrity Dream.
Yeah, good form lines. Third in that race was Let It Slip, who's won the Placid Arc since. So drawn a bit awkwardly, but Mixed Messages looks like one of the more obvious ones to really step up second up here.
Let's take a look at selections. I'm going to be tipping number 7 Mixed Messages, from number 5 Light Up the Sky, number 2 Fremond, and number 3 Victorious Lad.
Same 4 as you, just a different order with 2 Fremond on top. From number 5 Light Up the Sky, the 7 Mixed Messages, and number 3 Victorious Lad.
Race number 2, it's Australia race number 4 for our Singapore viewers over the 1,600 metres. And an interesting race here because the runners, or a few of the runners, have been going against each other, but there's a couple of weight swings as well, which just make these difference in distances come back together again.
Yeah, I found this one of the hardest races of the day because there's one, I think, obvious favourite. I think most people will probably have on top, but there are so many others, well, maybe 5 or 6 of them that are strong winning chances. And I had to leave a couple out of my top 4, which I did not want to do.
Certainly a hard race to analyse. One stable that's going very nicely at the moment is the Sean Casey stable. We saw Vega Magic come out Wednesday at Ascot and put in a nice performance. Stocks is also in very good form. It finished second last start, and that's the replay that we're going to look at now.
Happy with Kendall first into the straight from TP Cat Missoula. Dark Alert now starts to lengthen stride. Step right up's getting a run near the rail. Here comes Stocks with his run. Dark Alert with 150 to go. Headed Missoula. Stocks claims them though. It's Stocks and Dark Alert coming away to fight it out stride for stride. Dark Alert and Stocks. Dark Alert kick for Pike. Dark Alert won it.
Just racing so well, isn't it? Was looking for 4 wins in a row and was just beaten on the line. We look at the previous start behind ahead of Tiger Red. Those form lines are good, and it's right down to 52 kilograms. How could you ignore Stocks coming into this? But is it a winning chance? Of course it is, but defined against some of the others, so hard to pick.
We wouldn't be surprised to see you get up over the final stages of this race. What about number 3 Proper Antis, Colin Webster, Troy Turner? This stable is really in form at the moment. Yeah,
they're flying, aren't they? And last start, look, I thought it could beat Neverland, and I was vomiting in my top pocket because Proper Antis had no luck at all in the straight. It was a brilliant performance, just held up and ended up missing a place, but probably could have won that race.
Number 4, Beatoria, for me, it's just showing signs that it's returning to its best. William Pike takes the ride as well.
Yeah, it could have won that race had it had a bit more clear running. Went down by a length and a half to Tales of Summer. Drawn well, William Pike on board. Just the 1,600, a bit of a negative for me.
Number 5, Dark Musket, of course, the Belmont Classic winner. the 1600 metres. It drops back from the 18, but with its turn of foot and the wins as well, I think it certainly comes right in contention.
Yeah, it just wasn't his race last start, was it? The mark can indicate that as well. It just kept drifting, was caught wide, and the finish was very good in the end. And Moon Searchers won from that race.
And what about number 7, Palace Intruder? The blinkers go on here, carries just the 52 kilos from barrier 4 as well. Gets a pretty nice weight swing on these others, but needs it because it has been getting beaten quite easily by the likes of a Proper Antis.
I did the form of this galloper and I said, I'm going to put you on top, and then it doesn't even make my top 4. That's how strong this race is. I was keen on its chances, left it out. The same with the 8, Smooth Flirt. It's had 5 starts, won 3 times, and doesn't make my top 4.
Summarises the race. It is just one of those where any can win. I'm going to go with number 7, Palace Intruder. From number 5, Dark Musket. Number 3, Proper Antis. And number 9, Stocks.
I'm 3 Proper Antis from 9 Stocks. The 5 Dark Musket. Number 4, Beatorio.
Race number 3, it's Australia. Race number 6 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 1100 metres, and a few talented 3-year-olds in this race.
This is a very difficult race to assess. I think most of them have their opportunity to win this. Probably the most established is the one Hezez, who seems to have lost all form. The blinkers going on to correct that. But a few up-and-comers like the 8, I Do Declare.
Well, that is a horse that we liked at Belmont last start. It was last campaign, it was very green on that occasion. It got the victory last start, and that's the run that we're going to take a look at now.
Camp behind them and now about to pull 4 deep. Kentucky Lass a further 2 lengths behind it with Victoria Peak. 350 to go. It's been very willing. Juendis now tackled by I Do Declare, given its head by Turner. And down to the 200, I Do Declare races away. In pursuit on the outside, Kentucky Lass, but with a tendency to run around. I Do Declare going easily. Has to give it a slap with a Persuader now. Trying hard to run it down. On the outside, Kentucky Lass.
It was a perfect ride by Troy Turner. He summed it up beautifully and had a lot left in the tank, all things considered, to hold off Kentucky Lass. It probably got a bit further back and running than they would have liked. I think they're much the same in form lines.
I think the biggest advantage for I Do Declare is that there should be some speed in this race, so we'll be set for that last stack. And some of that speed from what we saw in the trial might be coming from number 10 by Decree.
Yeah, this is making its debut, so I'm really interested to see how it goes. Its trial was super when Lucy Warwick rode it. Of course, William Pike taking this ride. Not much in the breeding side of things with this galloper, but saw everything I needed to see in the trial.
Number 7, Peggy's Marie. Just another galloper that takes a bit of work to wind up, but when it does, really stretches out nicely.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned. She had every opportunity to win that race, and really she was struggling to finish any closer than that, was actually going backwards on the line, but still finished a length from Delicate Miss, and that's solid Saturday form, so you cannot underestimate this horse.
What about Danehill Matilda? Form lines behind Delicate Miss and also Yoshi Noxus. Gets the 3 kilo claim, so just a 53. Hard to ignore.
Yeah, Ashley Maley going so well, isn't he? So right down to that low weight, must be competitive.
And Lou Luciani, 2 runners. What one do you prefer?
I'm going the 2 Snack Pack. Its form lines behind Hot Goods and Spirit Bird look very strong, and the recent trial was very, very impressive.
Let's take a look at selections then. I'm going to be tipping number 8, I Do Declare. From number 10, By Decree. Number 4, Danehill Matilda. And number 7, Peggy's Marie.
We've only got one number the same, so that's how open it is. I'm the 2 Snack Pack from 10, By Decree. Number 6, Kentucky Lass, and the 8, I Do Declare.
Race number 4, it's Australia. Race number 8 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 2200 metres. A couple of proven stays in this race. Some that are in career best form trying to step up like a Carney. And then 2 that we saw go head-to-head last time, Tonto and the Forgotten One, which I'm looking forward to seeing that battle again as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good race. It maybe a bit risky for me to say this is a 3-horse race. I think there's 3 strong chances, 2 especially, look very hard to beat, and that is Tonto and the 12, the Forgotten One.
Well, let's take a look at the replay from last start because we can analyse both of those performances. Tonto was due a win, and he finally got it here.
In the straight though, Badamajo booted away. Badamajo by 3 to Tonto. Night Prowler followed by the Forgotten One, but it's Badamajo with a big lead. 150 to go. Tonto starting to wind up. Badamajo the leader. Here comes Tonto. Tonto's on the march. Comes at Badamajo. Levels up. Grab the lead. Tonto.
It was a really professional performance by Tonto there. Had Badamajo in its sights and ran it down well, and Badamajo had pinched a break at that point. And the 12, the Forgotten One, who was coming home very impressively back in the field. Its attack on the line I thought was a bit stronger than the 2 Tonto. And it's all about positioning. I think if it gets a great run, it'll be very hard to beat.
Well, conditions will suit the Forgotten One. Gets a nice wake swing as well, and the winkers on. So I'm leaning that way for it to turn the tables on Tonto for this start.
Yeah, so am I. I really wanted to see how the Forgotten One went, given that was its first attempt over that distance range, and it passed with flying colours. Was just left behind when the race was about to take off at the top of the straight. So I think it can beat Tonto.
Now, you mentioned it's a race with narrow chances. Operational has to be one of those.
Yeah, it is. Look, it was brilliant, the Tattersalls Cup. It was the run of the race, in my opinion. Best final 600 in that race, and came from such a long way back. And this horse has always been, I think, at a much higher class than anything else in this race. There was just such strong indications that it's back to its best.
Let's take a look at selections then. I'm going to be tipping number 12, The Forgotten One, from number 2, Tonto, number 8, Carney, and number 1, Operational.
I'm the 12, The Forgotten One, with you with 2, Tonto, number 1, Operational, and the 3, Badamajo.